One of the things that I love about the desert is the expansiveness. And there's views of hills and sunsets, and the stars here go all the way down to the horizon.
I've been coming to Death Valley for probably the last 5 years. It's an amazing national park. It's the largest national park in the country. But whenever I would come, there was really nowhere to stay.
Michael and I started a company called Times 8 Property and Design. Michael is based in LA, I'm based in San Francisco, and we do private residential clients in both cities.
And we like doing short-term vacation rentals because ultimately we can create whatever we want. We get to push ourselves to the furthest limits of creativity because it's a short-term space, so it's sort of your fantasy house.
This time we are doing a home in Beatty, Nevada. Beatty, Nevada is this great, charming little town that is the gateway to Death Valley National Park. Geographically, Beatty is very special. It's at 3,300 feet, so it sits higher than the rest of the desert floor around here, but it's in this little bowl. There's mountains that circle the town of Beatty, and there's actually a natural spring river that flows through here.
I'd been following the real estate ads of the area, and then I saw this house. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I was thinking maybe this is more than we want to tackle. But then I brought Karen out and saw it, and I was like, this is incredible. It's sitting perched on a mountain. It's got incredible views, the big floor-to-ceiling windows, the fireplace.
It's a rock 360-degree walk-around fireplace that goes all the way up to the vaulted ceilings, and it's just stunning. But there were a lot of things that just needed updating. The kitchen had a big wall that separated it from the dining room and really closed it off, and it had a drop ceiling. And everywhere else in the front of the house, they have these great vaulted ceilings. So I immediately knew I wanted to make it match all the other vaulted ceilings. The bathrooms were very well loved. The house has 2 of them, and while they were good size, there was a lot of built-in cabinetry with a drop ceiling. But we were ready for a new, fresh take on this house, so everything is just open it up.
You know, you're jumping off that cliff, grab a parachute, because you can't stop. Once you start tearing these houses apart, you just gotta go with it, and you're gonna deal with whatever problem comes.
The kitchen was a complete gut job. We took down the wall, we ripped up all the flooring, and we put in tile across the whole space.
So we just started ripping out the ceiling in the kitchen and just kept asking our contractor, how far can we go? And we were able to go all the way up.
There were no beams there, so we just made new ones. We just took a couple pieces of wood and boxed it out, painted them black, and now they match the beams that were in the dining room. And there was a little narrow high window in the dining room. We took that down, put in full light French with the side lights.
And now it makes the house feel so much more cohesive and open.
So pretty much I think the only thing that made it through was the kitchen window. That stayed. Everything else changed. Now there's a big island in the center, and it flows right into the dining room. Really just the whole space with the new tile floor. It's got the backside of the fireplace, so that rock goes all the way up to the vaulted ceilings. It's open, it's functional with the tile. It's meant for lots of traffic and cooking and families and people congregating around there. It's one of my most favorite spaces in the house.
We did an all-new dining room with a beautiful house chandelier that's low and gorgeous and open. We completely redid the living room, really takes advantage of the view. People work really hard, so when you're on vacation, we want people to enjoy this space and look back on this as like, I remember the house just as much as I do the national park. And in the bathroom, she did these super unique custom vanities that are both pipe with a live raw edge, beetlewood pine tops that are incredible, floating sinks, wall mount faucets. I love wall mount faucets on houses. So glad we finally got to do it.
This is my vision. Look at these chairs.
Oh, cool.
Look how good that looks. And then we're gonna angle this one a little bit in.
So that's what you want to do with the space.
Look at that. And then we're gonna get a little coffee table right in between.
So Karen's a designer. She has a level of visualization that I'm gonna admit I don't necessarily have. So when she had an idea for something, it was great to be able to stand in the space and she could show me where the lamps would go. She could show me where the couches would go so I could see her vision. Because as the person handling the budget, I kind of wanted to know what I was getting. Basically, House allowed me to have a designer's eye that I don't have right there in person. Karen came up with a super unique take on Death Valley, which is sort of a nod to the Wild West.
The style is grandma meets cowboy. So I wanted it to be something really cozy and comfortable, like your grandma's house, where the furniture is all plush, almost like English country manor cozy furniture. You know, the channel, the velvets, the deeper jewel tones, the pretty blush colors. I took a piece of reclaimed wood and changed out the mantle, and then I put a giant buffalo head on an even bigger mirror over the mantle. You know, I don't get a lot of requests from clients for giant buffalo heads, so I really got to stretch and do something different with this. The entire dining room came together through house. The dining room table, I wanted a large scale table, but still very rustic, that everyone in the house can come around to eat. I love the metal cross base. I love the wood top, it's very rustic. It fits in with our farmhouse kind of cowboy feel to the space. And the chairs were amazing. They're kind of like a Windsor, but a modern take on the Windsor. They've got a really high back with the spindles. I found a great buffet, and it's got some reclaimed wood on it. It's got a little glass. It's got a little iron hinges. Again, it fits into this farmhousey, desert cowboy kind of rustic feel.
So she really managed to combine two very different styles into a super unique property.
When we do a vacation home, I like to utilize what I call defensive design, which is I need to make the house pretty much indestructible. So for example, we got these fabulous pink channel back, very plush, cozy looking chairs on house. The fabric is actually a micro performance velvet, 100% polyester. You could literally dump a cup of coffee on it and just damp cloth, it'll come right out. Got a great jute rug. If they start to get stained or start to get too dirty, you literally just take them outside, you hose them off, you let them dry in the sun, and you bring them back in.
We chose a lot of tile and a lot of lighter colors. You know, this is a dusty desert. We didn't want to do black floors, even though we wanted to bring black and white as the color scheme into this home. The butcher block countertops, we didn't want anything that could scratch, that we couldn't buff out. These are laminate floors. We went in and we said, what's the most beautiful hardwood looking floor that can last? Because this is the desert. You buy wood here, it's gonna swell, it's gonna pop. We needed something that was going to withstand the elements of this extreme environment. There wasn't even a patio before. So when we fenced it in, we created 2 patios with an outdoor dining area and an outdoor living area.
And we got a picnic table style outdoor dining table, because one of the best things about the desert is there's no bugs here. And so in the summertime, you can have this amazing outdoor dining experience underneath the stars.
And then when it came time to design the outdoor area, Karen turned to house and she found a chaise lounge sectional with a coffee table. She found this awesome egg chair. It's a fun element. You want fun things when you're on vacation, things that maybe you would never get to try in your normal life. And so this gives us a chance to sort of create an incredible design that is a calling card for us. We can use it to show people what we're capable of.
Growing up, probably all of my friends lived in a house that looked just like this. I lived in a house that looked just like this. The fun thing about doing this project was we got to take a home that you see around a lot and do something really different and stylish design-wise with it, to really take it into a whole new direction.